Hi everyone, let's try this again and hope it doesn't die. The last hour did not happen, okay? This is the first stream, I promise. But I think everything should be fine. I'm gonna like hold my breath whilst I click on things. Okay, everything. We did 27 stitches before nothing happened, okay? These 27 stitches just randomly appeared out of nowhere, okay? But I should be getting messages on everything now. I can open things. I did have a couple of false starts just now. This computer, we are gonna fight. Gives me less to watch when you finish streaming. That's true. But I'm gonna hopefully stay on till 8 PM tonight. So to make up, because I would have finished about 7:30-ish. So I'll stay on till about 8 or until I get a message to say people are on their way home. So we shall see which happens. Oh, I am stressed. I am stressed. Tell you what though, is an improvement from Monday. Didn't cry. Didn't cry this time. Came close, but I didn't. It's rattling. I gently tap my desk. I can hear something rattling. It's bugging me. Oh, I just have to put up with it, I guess. Now I had my fan on, right, whilst all this was loading because I was getting warm. I turned it off because I started to get cold and now I'm getting warm again, so I had to turn it back on. But everything seems fine. My CPU seems fine. I honestly don't know what's going on with this computer. But I'm glad that you've got Maple seen today, Doctor, and a potential date is in the works. I just hope the emergency is okay. Yeah, you left, Doctor, and everything just went tits up. So hopefully no one's streak gets broken. Because you should have already got a streak from a stream, but it has been an hour since. Yeah, that's for my computer, Kel. Or bonk the computer, because it needs it. But hi, Kel. How are you today? Me too. A dog got hit by a car and I was able to hear the panic in their voice. Oh. God, I hope that dog just has minor injuries. And I don't want to say the owner's blowing out of proportion because that's not the right thing to say. I mean, like, the owner thinks it's worse than it actually is because, you know, we can't tell. We're not trained. I'm here, rather be stitching than working. I mean, I would rather have been stitching for the last hour than sorting this computer out. So same, Kel. Do you know what though? The only two programs that were holding us back was OBS and Pattern Keeper. So BlueStacks. I opened BlueStacks 20 times. It felt like, and every time it would just sit on the loading screen and nothing would happen. So I'd close it, I'd reopen it, same thing. I'd close it, reopen it, again, same thing. And I was like, oh my god, if Pattern Keeper is the thing that prevents me from streaming today, I'm gonna like scream. And then I finally got it to work. And then it was OBS opened, froze the computer once, none of my little things, so none of these things were working, so my clock, my Ko-fi link, and the things that you can't see, and my little gay bee down there by me, I can't point to it because pattern keeper's in the way. But the little bee on, also if you're on YouTube you can't see the gay bee, I'm sorry. The gay bee is on Twitch only, unfortunately. Maybe I should add it so you can see it, but I'm not gonna mess with anything now on on OBS because I'm scared. Like, I can touch things on my computer now though without it screaming at me, which is a plus. Also, there is one diamond painting so far that I really like from Diamond Art Club. Now I can faff. Everyone's like, God damn it, why couldn't it just stay broke? Just quickly though, look at this one. It's a thistle. It's a Scottish thistle. I think this is beautiful. This is by Episodic Drawings. I have one of the other pieces. If I go to my logbook, don't look at that, those are spoilers for the mystery kit. It's beautiful. It is in my received, not started. Episodic. So I have Serpent Moon from them. Everyone look away, Emma is enabling. So this is the only one. The only problem is both this kit and this kit. Can you see the only problem with this? The only problem with these two kits. Oh, did it just freeze then? I don't know. Please no. I can't tell if the music just stopped for a second. Oh no, it didn't because my thing's still updating. I am like on the verge of having a heart attack, I feel like. Oh, Kel's bonking again. Thank you, Kel. But if anyone can guess what the only problem with these two kits are, you will win a gold star. Also, look at my 10 notifications. That enables both. Yes, I want to get rid of those. That's bugging me. I'll get rid of them when I stop. But what would you think the only problem is? I'll come off of it for now. But what do you think the only problem with those kits are? They're not AI, I'll tell you that, because I wouldn't be showing them to you and saying that I have it if they weren't. There is one slight issue. Some of you are just going to be sat there going like, what is the issue, Emma? Just tell us. I'll give you like another minute. I'll do this next stitch. Did I do that stitch? I did do that stitch. I'll do this stitch right. Really? Is that it for that colour? Black? Yeah. Kel gets a gold star. Kel gets a gold star. That's not the button. Hang on, I have to get the star. There you go, Kel. There's your gold star. Yeah, it's all 310 in the background. I have so many kits that just have 310 in the background. Solidly. The mystery kit that I'm working for my sister, solid background. I said black ground then by accident, but it worked. It's a solid black ground. That one, solid. Was Book Witch, solid. So, just finished my 5th hexagon this week. Nice, Doctor. Good progresso on those hexies. I am worried about this end stitch here. It's getting a little thick. When I say a little thick, it's like I'm almost pulling it out. Right, let's hope that the bot is working for YouTube now. I have to finish 24 this week and I'm away from home the whole weekend. Ooh. Could you not take them with you unless it's one of those things where you're going to and you won't have time? The knot is stuck on this side. There we go. Oh, I need to take... I have my first synchronized skating competition. Oh yeah, so you don't need the distraction. I can unpin that message now. We almost made it to the first lot of ads, so we'll pretend that was the first lot. My first one, not as an alternate. Yeah. Well, good luck, Doctor. And to the rest of your team. Not that I don't think you'll need it, but I can't wait to hear all about it on Monday. I do. No. No, you don't need the luck. And with the luck I'm having right now, you probably don't want mine. So... I'm having terrible computer luck right now. Which is making me think I might need a new something or other. Though I said this earlier, if you're here during the first part of today's stream, I was like, these issues are making me just, instead of upgrading this computer, they're just making me want to get a whole new one. But I don't have the money for that at the moment because who does? Not me. I'm just, there's a lot of stress happening in my real life right now that this isn't adding to, this is, you know, this isn't helping or adding to it. So yeah. Just putting this colour back. Of course it's not on that. It's just look at the numbers, Emma. The numbers help. Right. Yeah, you weren't gone that long, Doctor, to be honest. Like about an hour, but then like I had like 20 minutes of issues where I was just trying not to cry whilst my computer was being a butthead. God, every time the music quietens just a little bit more, I'm like, every time. Oh, wait. Wait a second. What's this and what was that? Was that 996? No, that was 995. Uh-oh. Or it was this. I have no idea where that... Oh, whoopsies. Hang on, take this off. It's fine. I'm doing parked in the wrong spot. I mean, obviously I parked it there, but why did I park it there is the question. Also, that can't be. I have no idea because that... I have a feeling I've messed something up, but that all looks right other than obviously this one stitch right here. And this one was done with anyway, so it's fine. 3756 I parked down there. Hang on, let me just double check my threads. Right, this is 3843. I can't save, Kel. There is no saving right now. I mean, unless you want me to save the last bit of sanity I have, which is gone. I was gone for about 75 minutes, yeah. I was live for about half of that. Did it work? Uh-oh, Emma is still looking. It did not work. I'm still looking. I might be distracted putting threads away, but I'm still looking. Right, 756 real quick, just to make sure that that is... Oh, 65. That is this. Well, it's one of these three they're dangling here right now, so... Lighter blue out of the three. Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, so we just have to end the next colour too. It's fine. Now I'm getting caught in things. Anyway, how's everyone's day been? Oh, the doctor's going to cook. Thank you for the lurk, doctor. Enjoy your cooking. Where I listen to the chat, yeah. Doctor still listens. What I'll do when I finish my live today on YouTube's end, I will put part 1 and part 2 on today's live stream, so you know. So I would just ignore part 1. I won't delete it because you could see me do 26 stitches before my PC gives up. But you basically just want to watch this one. For the rest, oh my god, my voice. I've been hydrating like hell as well whilst all this was going on. The little sleeve. That'll do. Right now, this is the real 996 going away. Also, you don't need to be up there yet because I need to get a new colour. You sit there. No, I said you sit there. The UFO one just kidnapped my needle there. Oh, my nails are starting to chip even more. Like, look, I gelled them Monday. My thumbnail just completely ripped off a bit yesterday. Not my actual nail, but the polish. Oh, and I just scraped my hand again. Look, I have a mark like this on my arm from where I scraped it. New colour. Yeah, apologies to everyone for all the tech issues I've been having. It seems like it's only been apparent today and Monday. Don't know why. It's also funny though, because I also had issues last Thursday with Melody of the Night, so maybe it's cursed. And the 10th is also cursed. I guess we'll find out tomorrow, because I've decided I'm bringing this one back out tomorrow, because why not? To make up for the lack of stitching it's gonna get today. I was actually hoping before all the issues happened to get this part of the diagonal done today. But we shall see. I'm going to gently click play on these YouTube videos and we'll see. We'll start with one at a time, so we'll do this one for a little while and then we'll play the next, just because I don't want to overload it. But I wish I knew what was going on with this computer. It's very frustrating. The fact that it did it Monday, I restarted it, left it alone so I didn't stream back again after Monday. Came back Tuesday, everything was fine. Wednesday, everything was fine. Turned my computer off last night, it wouldn't turn off. Like, it was just shutting down for like an hour. And what's also weird though is when I turned it off Tuesday night, it acted like I was doing updates, but there was no updates. Because like those of you that have Windows computers, sometimes it'll come up with two options. So it will say like update and restart, then just restart, then update and shut down, and then just shut down. There was none of those options, so I just hit shut down like I normally do, and then it was like doing updates, and I was like, what? And then this morning, after the having to press the power button to turn it off, I woke up this morning and had my shower, but whilst I had to do a bag change today. So whilst I was about to do that, my mum turned my computer on for me. Nearly locked me out of it, by the way, because she kept putting my pin in wrong. Because she was doing it upside down. So like if like on a normal keyboard your 1, 2s and 3s are at the bottom, but on some they're at the top when it does the number pad. Like it's annoying. On phones it's upside down, so 1, 2 and 3 is at the top, and then on keyboards it's at the bottom. As in the number pad bit, so the one that's like the 3, 3, 3, 1 rather than the lines, because that's all fine. And she was like, what is your pin? So I told her it, and she was like, I'm putting that in. And I came in here and I watched her. Well, I didn't even watch her. She realised, she looked at the keyboard properly. She was like, oh, I've been typing in upside down. And I was like, Mum. But, you know, it's fine. Yeah, I've kind of lost. Oh, I can actually show you the one thing I wanted to show you as well now. So, okay, the two things, because I clicked on this one first. So there's this on Ko-fi. It says, I'd rather ask my cat than ChatGPT. I'm getting this because yes. Because yes. This person has lots of cute stuff. They are Samantha Lane Textiles, if you would like to purchase. Actually, what I can do is I can do their shop, and then I can copy this and I can put it into both chats at the same time. Or not? Does it not want to go into YouTube, even though I have it set to do both? Oh, for God's sake. Maple says, meow, meow, meow. Well, meow, meow, meow. To you too, Maple. Let me just grab my thing over here real quick. There's the Ko-fi for those of you that are on YouTube. Right. Sorry, I'm just putting that back down there. But yeah, they have lots of cute stuff. They haven't, yeah, they have an Etsy as well, where you can get more. So if you just go on there's the Etsy. But I don't know, Shadow's answers are a bit dark, so ChatGPT may be better. I don't know, I think I'd rather dark answers than environmental cost. But this is what I wanted to show you. So Itch.io or itch.io have brought out a bundle that says no ice in Minnesota. And basically for $10 you get all these games. I'm not going to scroll through all of them, but also there's Mudbourne. I really want this one. I played the demo, so like this is like perfect. But there are some good games. Some of these I've never heard of. But like, just to give you an example of how many games there are. Again, there's over 1,000 games. Like, this is a bundle to raise funds for Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota in response to the Trump administration sending ICE agents to the Minneapolis area and the reckless murder of innocent people by ICE agents. So there are all these things that they also have here. But again, $10 for DRM free games for 1,000 of them by Jess the Human. And its offers available for 29 days, 1 hour and 51 minutes. So again, I will also put this in the, if I do it on here, will it do both? Let's see. No. If I do that one, whoopsies. On just YouTube's end? I don't know. Is it broken again? Is it not showing me YouTube's messages again? Let me try mix it up. Sending this one. Ooh. Oh, it went through that time. So mix it up. Okay, I'll use mix it up for that then. But yeah, so I will be getting this. I don't know, I will probably play through these at some point every now and again, because yes, there are some games here I have no idea. I will have to make sure that they are stream appropriate before I do, because I don't think it'd be a good idea for me to just pick up a game and be like, here we go, and it's like, oh, this has nudity in it, bye bye. But this looks like it'd be fun. Pomo Farm. Oh, we could, this is like a stream game sort of thing. We could play this on stream, kind of. Oh, that'd be fun. But anyway, I'm gonna put this down before I get distracted, more so than I already am. Which also does remind me I need to bring up the Warframe Twitch account, because I was getting drops yesterday and Thursday. It's gonna start at 11 PM my time, but if I just load it up, then it's there when they go live. Because it's at 6 PM ET, as an Eastern time, I think that is. So I'll just load that up ready. Because I want to get, for those of you that don't know about the Twitch drops for Warframe, just real quick, these are the things you can get. So a built former, which I've already unlocked. This is, I was trying to get these two. I was almost halfway with this one, and then the person I was watching left, but I did get one of these. So yes. So if you did miss out on any of these, you can get them both. I think you can get all of this today. And I need this. I need a Sprodling. I haven't even opened up the game yet, but I want this. The most I've done is download it. Right, let's carry on. They messaged Lumi to do Warframe Day? No. No. Lumi can't do the drops. Those drops, those 3, you can only get in participating channels. So even if you have drops enabled, it doesn't work. I was sitting in I had like 20,000 tabs open yesterday for Twitch, trying to see if I could get the thing to go up. It only goes up if you're in the Warframe official channels. Like, look, again, I'll show you. Drops and rewards. What? Yeah, you have to be watching OMG. Yeah, so I'll just show you my drops page. So these are the ones I was trying to get. So see, I've already got this one. To continue the progress, go to a participating live channel, including Warframe and Warframe International. So this, when you do this, and you click on any of these, even if they have drops enabled, I haven't been getting them from them. I was sat there and I was watching it and it wasn't ticking up. Like, I was refreshing this page, like how it says 46% and 70%. They hadn't gone up in the time I was watching for this. Because I would have got it for these. Because I had these up all the time Lumi was streaming yesterday as well. Because I had it as another tab. And these were the only ones I got because they were the only ones. That was the one I could only get from watching one person. So it seems like these ones you can only get from watching Warframe or Warframe International. Which is stupid. But that's why I've got Warframe open as a separate tab. As long as you keep a tab on 1% volume, it will count. You'll count as a view because I tested that yesterday and it does work. I need to get another colour when I do this stitch. But yeah, I didn't know it was a thing until my phone started notifying me. Hey Petrish, how are you today? No, my phone, I'm not following any of the Warframe accounts at all, and it was like, they're live, and I was like, why is it telling me they're live? Oh, it's because of the drops. It's the drops. Mare woke up with a headache. Oh, same. This is a very accurate representation of me right now. This is from Honoko's Discord, but this is me right now. That's how I feel. That was me earlier. I did have a nap again today. I've just been napping a lot and I'm so annoyed. Because yesterday tomorrow was supposed to be my appointment. And now I have to wait another week. Another month. I wish it was another week. It's another month. I can just take this needle off for a sec. I hate waking up with it. It's like sleep is supposed to be anti-headache. Yeah. But I guess it depends on like how well rested your sleep is, I suppose. Because I don't know. Let me try this again. Hang on. Rewind. My headaches / migraines are a combination of the pain medications I take. Well, pain meds, as in one, I take, and my Crohn's. Because I can't thread this needle. Because when I saw the neurologist in 2024, about it all, mine are mostly tension, I think. Yeah, mine are tension too. Like, I feel like I've got a band around my head as well. But he did tell me that there is a link to people who have Crohn's disease to have headaches and migraines and stuff. Oh look guys, we get to get a colour out for one stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip that for a second and just do this one so I can have room for it. Minor stress and seasonal, migraine heaven this season. Yeah. It's just annoying when the things that you're supposed to do to help don't, especially when it's because your headaches are like inflammation, not on your brain. Before anyone thinks I'm trying to say that it's brain inflammation, no, it's and I can't remember what it's called. Basically, if you've ever seen a surgery on someone's head, there's a flap of skin under our skull. I want to say it's called the derma. Now, doctor's cooking dinner, and she sat there going, "It's this, Emma," and I'm like, "Oh, it's fine, I'll just get it wrong." I think it's called the derma. Again, I could be very wrong. But that's the thing that swells. Well, not quite swells. I mean, it does. And that's what causes the headaches. Because it puts pressure on our brain. And that's why it's like, it feels like your head's like throbbing. Let me just grab this colour real quick. I don't even have a bit on it left. So I have to get a whole new strand. And like that's what causes it, and that's why sometimes taking anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen and that can help. Just sucks though, doesn't it, when you're one, allergic to ibuprofen, and two, you can't have it anyway because you have a disease of the gut. And if you have it, it will not only kill you, it will also cause you to just bleed internally, which would also kill you depending. But yeah, I have yet to find a sleeping position that doesn't hurt me. Yeah, same. And then you think back to when you were a child and you used to be able to like roll yourself into a ball and sleep. Yeah, that is annoying. Yeah, it is. And then, are you congested a lot? Sometimes. I am at the moment. My nose is not being nice. I do also have sinus issues. I also think I have a deviated septum from when I got kicked in the face with a football. Yeah. And ever since then, like back in, when would it have been? Sometimes that definitely exasperates mine. Yeah. Because it feels like when I was getting sinus infections a lot back in like 2018, I want to say, and I was going to the doctor, the pain was horrendous because it just felt like someone had put, you know, those swimming goggles, but not the tiny ones. They're almost like the big ones that you'd wear for snorkeling. It felt like you had one of those over your face and someone had just come up behind you and just like tightened it too tight. I had to do the neti pot, but not the pot one, the squeezy bowl. That was horrible. I felt like I was drowning. And I have a face steamer, and that really helps when I'm congested and it hurts. But I haven't had congestion pain as bad as the time when I had my cold back in September. I woke up the Thursday and all across my under eye was just so tender. It just hurt. And nothing I took helped. I was taking paracetamol, I was taking strepsils, which can also help with congestion. Nothing was helping. My mum even bought me a nasal spray that actually just made me worse. And I felt bad because it cost her quite a bit of money. It wasn't cheap. Much more effective than hot showers and a lot more pleasant. We have a machine in our bathroom that when you turn the shower on, it just turns it into like a steam room. Like you have to run the shower. And I can remember so many times when me and my sister were ill that we would just get plonked in the bathroom and we just sit on the edge of the bath. So not in the bath, just on the edge or on the toilet, like on the lid. And we just sit in there with someone for like 10 minutes and that room would look like a fog machine had been off in it. The mirrors were like condensating. It's direct to the face though, so it's super effective. This also worked for us. But I always hated it because the machine made a horrible like humming noise and it sounded like it was going to explode. It never did, fortunately. And I think that was it's an emulsion heater, I think it's called. I think that's what it was. I can't remember. We still have it. We're actually going to replace it at some point. We just got to wait for the council to pull their finger out and help with that. And we all know how long that takes, seeing as the ceiling fiasco. Let me just make sure my bot isn't missing any YouTube messages. No. lucky. But yeah, me and my sister used to get sick quite a lot, and it was always annoying though, because if she got sick, there was a chance that, well, there wasn't a chance, I was just gonna get sick. It's like, I remember having a conversation with one of the teachers up at the school that I worked at when I was a cleaner, and we were talking about that, and I said that I caught tonsillitis off my sister, and she was like, you can't catch tonsillitis because it's a virus, and I was like, well, I did. And I'm pretty sure there's two types of tonsillitis. There's bacterial and viral. And if that's the case, then how can people catch the cold? Because the cold and that is a virus and not a bacteria. So, yeah. Because I knew it was tonsillitis, because I had had tonsillitis a lot as a child, to the point where my doctor was actually going to get my tonsils taken out. I remember, like, one of the last times I saw her, she was like, if you get tonsillitis one more time, we're taking your tonsils. I did get it once more after, but I think I also aged out, because there's only a certain, like, time you can get them out. They won't do them if you're an adult, but they don't like to, because it's more likely for you to have complications. So if you do need your tonsils removed, you need to have, like, certain circumstances, like you need to have your tonsils need to be so big that they obstruct your breathing and stuff. So I have bad allergies, and since working at the factory I've had a lot of sinus problems since. Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? The environment in there is just very, I won't say dusty in that sense, but more like dusty in the metal sense, because it's lots of metal and stuff. Is this song playing on my end? Blinding by the lights. I swear I said this last time it happened too. It is. And it has a little froggy as the background. But it wasn't until I started watching Maggie, or Let's Talk IBD, that I found out that sinus issues can also go hand in hand with Crohn's, because although your nose isn't part of your GI tract in a sense, it is, because it is connected to your throat. Also, I don't know why my voice is going croaky. I have been hydrating so much. Like, I am gonna need to pee again soon. But I also have a problem at the moment where I get a really bad postnasal drip. That tracks, yeah. And I think that's what it is now. I'm getting a bit of a postnasal drip on. It's been like it since I had the cold. This is the longest I've had it. I normally have it for like a bit, have some tea and honey. Do you know what, Petrish? I don't actually like honey tea. When I was last like proper sick, so before September, I went and bought some of those like Lemsip. You might not know what they are because they might be something different in America. And you definitely wouldn't know what they are because you shouldn't be drinking them. But can we trade? Yeah, I'll trade your honey. No, actually, I do like honey though. I just don't like it in tea. I guess we can swap the you can only ingest honey in tea form. And I'll have the allergy to that part. Like, I don't eat honey out of the jar or anything, but no, just the honey tea liking. Well, oh yeah, we should trade that bit too. But here in the UK, like I said, we have Lemsip. Let me get you a picture. I wouldn't subject you to a full allergy. I have enough allergies. and foods I just have to avoid because Crohn's. So, what's another one? So this is Lemsip. I don't know if you have them in America, but they're called something else. But they're basically these sachets that you pour into your hot water and it turns your water into a tea essentially, and it's good for cold and flu, and it does all this. And I bought a box of them because I had a cold. Oh look, they do blackcurrant ones though, Petrish, so maybe you could have blackcurrant. I haven't bought those to try because I'm very fussy. I don't like blackcurrant. But maybe next time I could just do this. I have a lemon ginger tea that I like. Maybe. But so you put it, so basically it looks like this. I can't actually look at this now without thinking of the bowel prep I drank in November, because that's what it looked like. And it left a lovely film over my teeth. I felt like, when the gelatin strips that you put in water to make jelly, it felt like I had one of those stuck to my teeth. It was gross. All types of fun. It was, especially when they put me on the other side of the room. So for example, we'll say this thread right here is me, right? This is my bed. And this was my neighbour's bed, and then over here was the other two beds. The toilet was there. Well, that's just rude, yeah. Except it was flipped, so my bed was more this side and my neighbour was there, and then the toilet was this side, and then there was two beds. They put me over here, and let's just say that there were times I didn't make it. There was the morning of my surgery, I had a pharmacist come speak to me, and as I was getting out of bed, she comes over and she's like, "Can I have a word with you for a minute?" And I didn't want to be rude and say, "No, I really need to go to the toilet." So I was like, "Yeah, no, it's fine." She was like, "I'll just be 5 minutes." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." I was like, I don't have like the urge at the moment. So I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." And I was like, "Yep, let's just get this over and done with." She starts talking to me. "Welcome back, doctor. You've probably picked the worst conversation to come back to, though." I will say, I think here they have you do it, the clean out at home. Well, they normally do. They make you you normally do. My granddad had to do it at home, but because of all the issues I have down there, it was actually easier for me to do it in hospital. Plus, don't forget, this hospital was in London and I don't live in London, so by the time we'd have got there, I would have looked like Squidward when he ate all the Krabby Patties. Yeah. They were gonna have me do it in hospital anyway because the amount of pain I'm in and stuff. To put it like very loosely, no pun intended there. So I'm talking to the pharmacist because they're just going over my meds and all that, and I was like mentioning how I was actually gonna run out. Hang on, I didn't do a stitch right there. Hang on. What colour are you? Are you the one that's all the way up here? You are. Hang on. I need a needle back. Let's see. Ads. Starting soon. I think it's this one. I should pack for the competition. Yes, you should. Before you realise how much time you don't have. Because you know, it's like, oh, I'll pack in the morning, and then you wake up and it's like, oh, I woke up late. Whoops. I'm so stressed about it. I'm sure you'll be fine, Doctor. You'll go to the competition, you will have the best time, your team will win, and then you'll come home and then you'll tell me all about it. Right, I actually, so remember I said that I need to pee because I keep drinking? Yeah, I think I need to pee again. I'm just gonna take a quick break. I'm not gonna BRB just in case things break. I don't think they will because it's been fine this whole time, but just in case, I'm just gonna leave myself like this. So if someone comes in and they're like, why is Emma not moving? It's because I'm peeing. I guess. There's 3 teams in the competition, so at least we'll be on the podium. Yeah, you'll be on the podium. If you don't win, you will come on a podium spot, okay? And then you can tell me all about it, but I am gonna BRB. So I'll be back soon. Again, I'm not gonna go to my screen just in case, so I'm just gonna leave it like this, but I'll be back as soon as I can. You can keep an eye on my stitching just in case Zelda comes along. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. I made it before the ads even started too. I thought that said ads end and I was like, oh, they haven't even started yet. But yeah, you pray. If Zelda comes along, you pray. Thank you, Petrish. I am just checking YouTube real quick to see if there are any messages just in case my bot is not cooperating. Nope. Okay. Oh, I also on YouTube added my stats like for fabric, and I added like this is being stitched 1/1 full cross on 28 count pre-gridded even weave. Not that that's not gonna probably stop any of the comments because it's at the bottom of the description, but it's, you know, it's there now, so. There go the ads. There you go. Grabbing the wrong thread, that would help. That's why I can't pull it off the needle, because it's still attached to the fabric. That would explain it. But yeah, to go back to the story of me being in the hospital. I mean, I've told this story a few times, but it's just the fact that they put my bed the other side of the room to the toilet. And I was under the impression when I was going into hospital that they were going to have me in my own room, which would have made more sense if I was, like, I would have been fine being in my own room up until the day I need to have the surgery and then put on a ward. Because it would have, I feel like it would have been easier for me to be in my own room with my own toilet. Because what would have happened to me if someone was in there? Putting that colour back. It's just going to be a bit slow going today because we're getting to the end of a diagonal, and it means most colours are going to either be completely gone because they're not on the rest of this page. Oh, I was also wrong. The other day when that mermaid from Unconventional was released, I said that by the end of stream it would probably have a mini. There is no miniature version of that pattern. You know, I can see what you and Lil conversing over in Lumi's chat, Petrish. I can see all the slander. I don't enable for just large patterns. Who was it that got Lil to join the Bad Stitch Patreon over a small pattern? Me. So it's not all large. That's not slander. It is when it's not true. I don't do just big ones, I do small ones too. It's all affectionate. No. Slander and libel? You'll be hearing from a lawyer. As if I have money for a lawyer. If I did, I'd have a new PC. But the best patterns are the big ones you enable. I don't know, some of the small ones have been good too. I mean, did you not see the my cat is better than ChatGPT? I'd rather ask my cat than ChatGPT. Also, it's also in lesbian colours. I just noticed. And the first part of the description, yes. This is all me. See, this is a little pattern. Look, it is 7 by 5. Cute, it's not my style piece to work on. Or you could just not stitch the cat. You could change this to, I'd rather ask my bird than ChatGPT. And then chart some birds. There you go. Now I'm tempted to do that. The cats aren't the problem. I don't like too small pieces, lots of starting and stopping colours. I think that's mostly like, I don't think there is lots of that in this piece. I feel like you'd hate the way I stitch my modern folk embroidery at the moment because that is lots of starting and stopping because I found the mistake in the border. But carrying from cat to cat, I think it's fine. I don't think they're that far apart. Blah. But they do have other things. I did put a link to their shop earlier up in chat. But they have an Etsy too. And my favourite pattern on here, I mean they have lots here, let me just show. They have Protect Trans Lives, Smash the Patriarchy, Wanted, Biscuit Bandit, Oish, Tummy Ache Survivor. These are You Are the Loaf of My Life, Gender Affirming Care Saves Lives, Hang On, Let Me Overthink This, Mood, Death Before Detransition. I love the messages. Their opinions aren't your problem. And then there's remember to wash your little paws. This one says, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell you're gonna love someone else? And then this is me. It says, sorry, I can't go. Sorry, I can't go. I'm an indoor cat. That is me to a T. That is. Sorry, I can't go. I'm an indoor cat. I love that one. Your past self is so proud of where you are now. Don't worry about things you can't control. Protect the dolls. Let us be in peace. Eat the rich. Stop comparing yourself to others. Trans rights are human rights. And then this page is okay if it's taking more time than you thought. I'm not going anywhere. What's the best that could happen? Trans people enrich this world. I definitely want all of Flossie Fox's pieces though, which is even more starting and stopping than this. Oh, there was another one that says cats for trans rights. I missed that one, my bad. But there's that Etsy. I like the project protect the dolls ones. Here, I will put that in chat so you can save it on. There is a fly. Get out of here. Get out. Where'd it go? It's on me. Get off. Die. There we go. I just killed a fly. It's fine. Protect the dolls. Yeah, but I love Flossie Fox style so much. I know. I am in the Patreon, so like that's gonna be stupidly big. Hang on. Don't want the rest. We want everything but that bit. There we go. There you go, Petrish. Does that work? It does. Okay. Just in case I messed it up. But in June, we're going to be doing a bunch of Pride themed stuff. So I've been like saving on Etsy a bunch of Pride cross stitch patterns because my big piece is going to be Iris, the rainbow goddess. That's going to be my full coverage for June. Then my smaller pieces throughout the month, I'm going to be doing Modern Folk Embroideries. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's called Taking Up Space, or it's something like that. But it's this Pride themed one. I'm going to do Yasmin's Made with Love's butterfly one that's Pride themed. And then I'm just going to stitch on a bunch of other ones throughout the month as well, some smaller. Just because. I also need Amanda, as in Bad Stitch, will be hosting probably soon a Tiltify. When that goes live, I will be posting about that too. I'll probably get out my rainbow butterfly sampler whip I have in silk. Oh, what's this? But I do need to message her again. I didn't get the Pride piece from last year because my email was being a butthead. But I just feel bad about asking for it nearly a year later. So I'll probably just donate for that as well. Because why not? They can have more of my money. I don't need it as much. But just to show you the without coming off of Pattern Keeper all the time. Full of specialty stitches. Oh, is it the oh, what are they called? Northern Expressions. Because it's the Rainbow Band sampler. Because I have that one too. I haven't kitted it up yet. I've been wanting to. So this is what I'll be stitching for Pride Month. For my BAP. Because yes. Yes, that's the one. Yeah. But they also have a mini one, so if you want to commit to a big piece but you don't want a big piece, they do have a miniature of Iris, the rainbow goddess. So that is available. But that's gonna be my big piece for Pride. And then on my Etsy I have, oh, also I love this one. It's very on the nose. Not all men, but always a man. So that is so true, isn't it? This is from Biko Productions. They have lots of these. Oh, there's the winter solstice pattern from the Facebook group. Oh. But yeah, so there's that. But my wish list on Etsy is a mix of other things. This is, I need to get this too, but this is Bad Stitch. I just came here. I think she has the Pride stuff on here. I bought this. This is cute. I love all her stuff. There's a Pride tee. There's this birthday one that you could say is Pride. There's a rainbow bridge pattern. There's this bat that you could do for Pride. There's this mushroom. She has a Ko-fi as well where she puts some stuff. Also, look at this frog. There's this one too. That's all she has on here because most of it's on her Patreon. Let me go to Ko-fi real quick. I know I'm meant to be stitching, guys. I know, but I just wanna. What I'll do as well is as we get closer to June, which I know is not that far away, we got May, I'll start in the Discord, if you're in the Discord, in the yearly challenge, in the welcome to the yearly challenge post. Yeah, in there I will post some Pride related links for things that you can donate to get charts if that's the thing you want to do, or buy a pattern from someone. Just give me a sec. Barbara Ann has updated her shop again. Hang on. Guys, it's not many, but I mean, I have most of these ones here, but these are all the ones she's updated recently. Hang on, wait for it to load. So all these are new. These are ones from here basically. So from this one, I have this one, I'm pretty sure. I have that one. I have that one. That one. That one. I want to get, which one is it? I think it's this one. I have this one. I have this one, I think. I have that one. That one. Don't have. Have. No. Think I packed everything? Well, it might be worth in the morning, Doctor. This is how I knew. I came on here because I was going to look through. I was going to look through to find Bad Stitch because, yes. It might be worth setting an alarm in the morning after you've had a sleep and getting up a bit earlier to double check. Because I think there's nothing worse than thinking you've got everything, then turn up and you're like, damn it, I'm missing this. Because me and my mum do that. We set a list. I'll definitely recheck tomorrow, yeah. So there's some in here as well. These are all free as well. There's this little heart one. Oh, I guess she doesn't have any Pride ones on here other than this. Whoops. She normally, I think she takes, she probably takes them off for Pride when the thing's over. The raising she does for money, so she can, it's fine. I'll link to her thing when she does it. Okay. Anyway, back to stitching, sorry. Again, I am bringing this out tomorrow, so I only depart 1 PM, so no alarms are needed. Oh, okay. That's fair. Yeah, I'll start in maybe I'll just start over the next few months just putting Pride. Maybe I should make a thing in there for Pride. A thread in there, not a thread, a forum channel that says Pride, and I'll just link things in there throughout the time. I love how these hexies are turning out, but they are a pain in the backside to make. Yeah, they do seem like that, and I am a noob at crochet. Which does remind me, Caterpillar Cross Stitch do crochet stuff now, and you can buy a box to learn how to crochet. Oh, the Pride, yes. I also need to update my my Rip It Pride emote because it's the older version of Rip It. So I just need to basically copy and paste it onto the new one, so the one that looks like this. So that way I can just change this one for the pride one and then just use that instead. I have a spot right under my nostril, and every time I have an itchy nose I catch it and the pain. Why do we get spots there? That should be illegal. Speaking of illegal, this move I just made is illegal. There we go. I both hate and love all the 310 underworldly romance. Yeah, there's a lot of it, isn't there? It's so easy to stitch, but I'm so tired of it. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't have that problem on Olivia because it's not that much colour blocking of one colour. Evie's was fun though, to be honest. That's coming out Monday, Evie's. I think it's, easy enough to just start working on a colour and then just zoning out. I think it's like, that's why I like some projects that have just one colour for ages, because you don't have to look at your pattern as often, so you can just mindlessly stitch and then you'll look up every now and again and be like, oh, here we go, here comes another colour. I think I started on the biggest bit and I only have a couple diagonal, more of mostly 310. Oh dear. It's like Evie's, that's just 310. That first page I think is practically 310 except for when you start getting into Leafy Yarn. Also, did you know Leafy Yarn used to be named, let me just show you, it's only up here a bit, it's here. Come on, Pattern Keeper. Hang on. There we go. So no, that's not it. Hang on, all this is 310 on the first page. Like, other than this little bit here of 939, which is all this. There it is. There's all the 310. Those of you that have stitched this know, but it's just... And then here's the 890 as you get into Leafy Yarn. I just made it easier and did all the colour in each diagonal before starting the 310. That's also true. That's easier too. But yeah, I can't wait to stitch on this again Monday, because look at that. Look at that solid stitching. Also, you can see the budgie. When I first started stitching this, it was the first thing I noticed, the budgie. Like, there's his little head floof. There's like his cheekies. Like the little cheek spots they sometimes get, and then like the beak is here. He's an English budgie because they're bigger. But I don't know why, every time I stitch it, that's always what I see. A budgie. You get to stare at that all day Monday. But anyway, back in Generation 2, Leafy Yarn was actually in the works, except Leafy Yarn wasn't called Leafy Yarn, they were called Leafy. And stare at it more if you have the project, yeah. Yeah, you can stare at the budgie more. And I'll probably mention it again when I work on it. It's 7 o'clock already, I guess. Time does fly. No, the ends of my threads have all knotted together. And not Evie, sorry, Sylveon is a trans icon. Especially shiny Sylveon. Do you think Nintendo realized they were doing that when they made Sylveon shiny? Because I know they just inverted Sylveon's colors. So they made the pink blue and the blue pink. Sylveon is my favorite Pokemon. They are also mine. I actually, when X and Y came out, I spent hours, right, in the, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the part of the game where you can spend time with your Pokemon, and you can like brush them and clean them and touch them, like pet them. Probably not. They probably just did because it was easy. Yeah, but secretly Nintendo is for the dolls. Pokeyami, that's it, thank you, Petrish. It's been ages since I've played X and Y, but I was in there like all the time, like stroking like my Eevee and talking, because you could even use the mic to talk to them. And I was doing all that, and finally they evolved into Sylveon. I think I named him Zelda as well, because I think I had a boy one and I named him Zelda. And I had that Pokemon, I transferred it to Sun and Moon. I didn't use it in Sun and Moon until after I beat the game, because I wouldn't be able to control him anyway, because level 100. I spent hours grinding eggs to get a shiny Eevee to make Sylveon. Yeah, the only Pokemon game I managed to get the shiny charm in was what are they called? It was the new Ruby and Sapphire. When they remade them. I got Ruby and my sister got Sapphire. And Omega and Alpha, that's it. Thank you. My brain is not braining. It's kind of malfunctioning because of the stress of earlier. I is frazzled. Yeah, because it's Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Well, because my sister had the game, my sister's really bad at Pokemon games. Not like bad as in she can't play them, but bad as in she gets so far and then she just stops playing them. I found a streamer doing bobbin lace. Oh my goodness. Doctors found her people. I told you there are people out there that do bobbin lace on stream. I just couldn't remember the name of any of them. But she was really bad at finishing a Pokemon game. Is a newer streamer? Oh. Do you know what? It's just come to me. Doesn't Dace do bobbin lace sometimes, or is that different lace? I think Dace does do bobbin lace. I'm not sure if they do it on stream. I'm loading up Insta to check. Just don't get distracted, Demi. You're here for one thing and one thing only. God damn it, thumbs, fingers, please. There we go. That's not what I want. I just clicked on the clown one. That's crochet. I think I've seen it on stream, just not commonly. Yeah. I know there's the Traveling Tatter who does. I'm pretty sure they do. I know they do lace, but I'm not sure if they do bobbin lace. Oh look, here you go. They do tatting. Oh, there's some bobbin lace from Dace. That was a rhyme. And then there's this, which is also bobbin lace. I mean, you can see the bobbins right there. But there was definitely a piece, and then there's this. Look at the ducky! Or it's a chicken, really. But it's a ducky, it's a chicken, but I'm calling it a ducky. And then there's this one. I love the sound of the bobbins. Yeah, they do sound, and Dace has also done it to add finishings to cross stitches. Wow, my brain is getting worse, guys. And then there's, look at how detailed. I could not do that. Look at that. My brain would just combust. It's very beautiful, don't get me wrong, but if you were like, Emma, if I paid you this much money to do it, I would not do it, because my brain, it would just combust. Because how? There's a bit there as well. I don't need a new hobby. No, this is a hobby I will leave to the professionals. I think that's crochet. Yeah. It's very nice though. And there's this as well. Emma, do you want borders for your cross stitches? Yeah. Unless it's stained glass, I really want to try that. Oh god. But money. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Like, yeah, so like Days has lots of bobbin lace. Lots. I could make them for you. I mean, you could. Oh, this is the modern folk embroidery piece I was talking about. Move forward in love, that's what it was. Snake. Boop. You could, but my track record, didn't mean to click on that one, I wanted to click on that. The chatelaine. My track record with actually finishing things like this, just this big, is, yeah. We all know my track record for finishing big projects is, 0. Other than the hate cell. I think Urban Stitches pieces would look great with colourful borders with bobbin lace. They would. Though some of her pieces have borders and that already look like lace, like bobbin lace, just without having to do all that. Ow! I just pricked my finger because the needle pointed upwards. How rude. But yeah, so the only Pokemon game I ever got the shiny charm in was Omega Ruby, and it's because I took my sister's save. Though this was, I think this is the only game she'd actually finished, maybe, or she was close to at the time. So we were able to catch Pokemon. Like I said to us, like, I'm not going to play your game as in to work on it. I don't. Sorry for mentioning it. No, don't worry, Doctor. You can mention practically any hobby in this chat. It's not your fault if people have no self-control. Right. We just have no self-control. Right, new colour. Please tell me it's not for one stitch though. It is. It is for one stitch. Hey, hey, hey. Some left. I can withstand enabling to an extent unless I already wanted to do it. Yeah. And then there's me who just goes, I can do that, like with crochet, and then, yeah. It's just the holding. I could teach you. I don't think it's the actual stitches themselves. It's how do you hold the yarn. My left hand doesn't know what it's doing. Back in like 2 years ago, Lumi tried to teach me, and there were times where I would wrap the thread like this around my finger so tight that it would look like this, or it was too loose, so it was like this. I meant I could teach Petrish bobbin lace. Oh, and it was just too loose, so it was just coming off, and I was like, They make things you can use to hold tension for yarn, like lanyards with hooks or pins. Oh, I didn't know you came back. Oh, I'm sorry, Natty. I did put a notification in both the chats to say I would be back. Because I was like, this computer is not going to win. Yeah, I restarted and everything went a bit better, so I was like, fine, I'll come back. Holding the yarn is very much personal preference and experience, yeah. It's my left hand. It only knows how to hold a needle on the back of a project. Like, if you was to say, like, I have thought about making little challenges, like, so when I'm stitching on stream, for fun things to do, I was like, oh, I could have like little goals, like if people redeem this thing, I have to stitch with my left hand for this many stitches. I came back and Emma got better luck with her computer. That is true. Doctor left and everything went to pot, and then Doctor came back and everything was fine. In a weird way. Did I go over something there? Oh, I definitely did. Whoopsies. I think I went over 2 at the bottom. I saw a video of a woman that knits with one arm. Wow. That just makes me look even more incompetent. I'm glad that, there are people out there with disabilities that would normally, dissuade them from trying these hobbies because of the limitations. And them just going, no. Like not letting a disability help, like not help them. I saw a message there. Limit her use and allowed her to just persevere. Well, she knit before she lost her arm, so that might have helped. Yeah, but there are people out there that definitely want something like that happens. They just give up because it's like, well, I can't do it now. And I commend people that choose to carry on with a hobby. It's like there are people out there that go blind in an eye and cross stitch still, and it's like they just have to get used to the different depth perception. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. think that's in the right spot. And I don't blame people either who do choose to give up a hobby when their illness or their health declines to the point where they can't. Yeah, it mostly meant it helped to figure out how to find a way to knit with one arm because of the experience already. Yeah. Like, it is great that she decided to do that, because like I said, most people would just go, well, that's it, my knitting career is over. But I also guess it depends on your mindset, you know, like if your mental health is very badly affected by the loss of the use of a limb, like I guess like that would impact like whether or not someone would want to, because it's like, it used to bring me joy and now I'm very depressed. I should probably get therapy but you know, health insurance if you live in America and stuff, and wait times here in the UK, you know, it's quite difficult. So I can understand why people just choose not to. Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah, I do think those for these sorts of things, regardless of whether it was a planned surgery, like the amputation or whatever was planned, or whether it was like we need to take this limb before they die, you know, because if we don't take it off, they're going to die. And when they wake up, they're not offered therapy straight away. Like, don't wake up and go, well, we had to do this, so here's some therapy. But be like, you know, we are offering therapy to people that do go through these traumatic things. Because I think even knowing you're going in to have surgery, to have something done, therapy before and after could probably help. Like, I don't know how many times I see people on the ostomy subreddit saying horrible things about having a stoma, whether it was planned or an emergency, and how they're just like, I hate it. And it's like, I think it's quite rude to come into a forum of people that are having a hard time with them. Like, I definitely get having a hard time with them. Like, I was getting really frustrated when I had that infection, and up until we found a system that works for me now, my bag's just leaking every day. Like, there had been times where I would come off a stream, go in the bathroom, and I would just have a mess everywhere because my bag has just leaked because it wasn't sticking at the bottom. And that's even with like 20 layers between. So like, I can get why people get frustrated, but to see people saying that they want to end their lives, it's like, I get it, but also, is this really the place you should be posting this? Because I couldn't imagine like researching, because lots of people research when they get diagnosed with conditions and illnesses to see what it's like for other people that have them. And then to come onto a post that someone's like, yeah, I really want to like off myself because of it. And it's like, oh. It did annoy me when I went on there when I was doing my research, and that's all I could come across was people just saying like, I hate it, this useless thing. And then everyone else was like, hey, don't say that. Like, this saved my life. And it's not saved mine in the sense of I was going to die without one, but it has improved my health in a way. Yeah, that's not great for morale at all. They should probably have a place for venting. Yeah, and like, that's why I think for these sorts of things a therapist should be made available. Because like, even if it's just a session to gauge whether or not this person could benefit from more intense therapy whilst they're still inpatient. But too many places don't. Cautionary tales are useful, but don't discourage helpful procedures or medications. Yeah, like, there's definitely like a, hey, if you're having this procedure, just be careful because this is my experience. This doesn't mean it'll happen to you, but if it does, this is what I did to cope, you know? Like, that's fine, but not, I woke up with this stupid bag and now my life is over. And it's like, okay, but some of us, we don't get the choice, you know? We don't get to choose whether or not we get one. The doctor just goes, no, you need one. Like, I get it can be very traumatizing to go to bed one night, let's say a normal healthy person, wake up in the morning, get into a horrible car accident, and your bowel's been perforated, and the only thing they can do temporarily to save not only your bowel in the future and your life is to give you a temporary stoma. And then they wake up and they're like, what the hell? Like, I get that can be very, like, traumatizing and hard to deal with because you went from being essentially a normal person to now technically a disabled person, but they do save lives. There's a balance, like with most things, yeah. I think therapy needs to be more normalized. I don't know other places as much, but it's still stigmatized here. Yeah, I think it's still stigmatized here too, and not only that, but the wait times can be years. Like, my sister has had a therapist since she was basically in school. She's not had the same one, but here in the UK, when you're under, I think it's 16, so either 16 or 18, you get referred to CAMS, which is like the children, I think it's Children and Adolescents Mental Health Service. Let's see. Yeah, it is. I got it right. And they're up to 18, 19, so it doesn't help that people have to pay so much, and then therapists can be really bad matches and re-traumatizing people. Yeah, and then you have to go through the process of being put on another wait list, and then waiting however long that wait list will be in order to see if this therapist is a good fit, and then if they're not, you got to do it again. And it doesn't help when you have places like BetterHelp coming up, and muddying the waters even more, where you're paying like a ton of money for a session just to find out that the therapist is selling your information to someone else. My parents refused to get me a therapist as a teen because I could just talk to them. Oh yeah, because that works. Like, yes, there are things you could talk to your parents about, but there are also things that you should talk to a trained professional about. Because as great as some parents are, right, some parents are like the best and they listen and they take you seriously when you voice concerns and stuff. They don't belittle you and mock you and tell you to just smile more or just don't think about it and it'll go away. They can't give you medication, you know. Sometimes we just need medication to fill in the gaps where our brain is missing them, you know. Some of us need store-bought serotonin rather than self-made. We are lucky I'm still here. Yeah. My parents were not. No, from all the things we spoke about in the past, I could clearly tell that they're not the supportive parents you would want when you're having a mental health crisis. I mean, even comparing my parents, so like my mum and my dad, there are things that both me and my sister have told both of them at separate times, and the difference in one of them reacting to the other is night and day. And it can also like make or break. I don't know where I'm going with that. It can make or break your relationship with your parents as well. And sometimes, you know, a parent just needs. Oh right, that's that. Okay. Sorry, I have to remember that there's a stitch here because it's something else. The best my school could do was I was in group therapy, which wasn't very useful at the time. Yeah. See, we don't have school counsellors here in the UK. We have like, I don't know what they're called, I can't remember, but we had one in my secondary school, but they weren't counsellors in that sense, like where you could go to them about certain issues, and they would, if they felt like you were in danger at home, they would phone social services. I don't think they were those sorts of people, but they more helped with like, I'm struggling in school rather than at home. And I can't remember what they are, but I had to put up with one of them. And I say it like that because I did not like one of them at all. I was extremely depressed and had very unhealthy coping mechanisms. And like, I remember my friend also was under this same woman, and my friend's mum was very annoyed at the lady because she was buying stuff for my friend because they weren't what's the word, they're like us, where we aren't poor, but we can't afford like tons of things, like especially as teenagers, especially when you're a teenager going through a bit of a growth spurt, and the clothes that fit you a week ago don't fit you now, even though you feel like you've only grown like an inch. And like, this teacher was like buying stuff for her, and it made her mum look bad. And she even said to her, like, please don't buy stuff for my daughter. She was like, if we need stuff, she's like, I can buy it, like that's not an issue, it's just I have to wait till I get money. And that she was like, oh, it's fine. It's like, well, no, it's not, because when you're being bullied at school already, the last thing you need is people to know that a teacher's buying you clothes, because that's going to make it better, isn't it? Yeah, to be honest, school counsellor only ever tried to help with school related stuff, which is like a band-aid on a wound that needs surgery. Yeah. Yeah. It's just one of those things though, isn't it, where they're obviously not equipped to do all this, but the school won't do anything to help take the pressure off either. Sorry, I was just checking my phone to see if I had a message to say people on their way home. I don't think they will, because I think tonight is the second parents' evening. But It's frustrating. It definitely made me think therapy was different growing up. But yeah, I can see why, because you have these ideas that therapy would help, and then you go to these and it's like, oh. And then it makes you like not want to go to actual therapy because you're like, well, I've already done it and it sucked. It's like in America as well, you lot have school nurses in certain schools. We never did. We would just have receptionists lurking while turning pens. Okay, Nassie. And now I can't afford it. Yeah, that's the other problem. Yay. Can't remember what I was going to say now. It gone. Oh, school nurses. Yes, school nurses. So you lot have school nurses that are like in a designated area in some schools. Whereas here in the UK, we just have your standard therapist. Not sorry, your standard receptionist who has first aid training, but they can't deal with certain things and you just have to go home anyway. I tried therapy so many times, but I don't do good. I clam up and can't talk. Diamond painting and cross stitch is my therapy. Same. I've never had therapy. I could probably do with some, but oh well. I mean, I was offered therapy when I went to London for my first appointment because they say that it does benefit people that have Crohn's and things because of it is kind of a life-changing diagnosis. But I'm like, I've already made it 28 years living like this. 7 of which were just the worst. And it's like, I'm sure I can cope some more. I might not be coping in the healthiest manner. I mean, I have like 20,000 things in this house. Like, I have all these cross stitches and all these diamond paintings. But, if it stops me from staring at the wall all day, I'll take it. Luckily, I found vitamin D supplements can mitigate the usual daily depression problems. Yeah, and sometimes, there are links to being, like, depressed and that to a lack of being outside. But I just feel worse when I'm outside. Like, not to say I'm depressed or anything, but my mental health definitely dips when I'm outside all day and not inside. It's like I get the opposite of cabin fever if I'm out. I mean, to be fair, the nurses mostly would just take your temperature and maybe let you lay down if you feel sick, depending. But mostly they would call home. Ours didn't even do that. They would just, you'd come in, you'd go, I don't feel well. They'd write your name and that in a book. And then they'd just call home. That was basically it. There was no, there was only one time someone got to lay in the bed when I was there was because she was diabetic. And I think she was going into one of the diabetic, like ketoacidosis, because she wasn't monitoring her blood sugar. While she was in school, and so she started to have a bit of an episode. So she had to lay on the bed because she could have passed out and it would have been dangerous for her to be sat on a chair. But like, that was the only time someone got to lay on the bed. Other than that, didn't matter. Crippling period pain, sit on the hard chair. You feel sick, sit on the hard chair. Like, okay. See, they would judge if they could call home. And I think they distributed medications to students that needed it. Yeah, we had to, right? I think this is the stupidest thing though. Here in the UK, we have to give, you probably have to do this everywhere else as well, but we have to give medications over to our schools, and that includes things like EpiPens and inhalers. Now, you would have thought after a few cases of kids dying at school because the office was closed and the kid needed a life-saving thing like an EpiPen or an inhaler, that they would allow them to be carried on the person. No. No. Nope. There has been many an incident in British schools where children have died from not being able to reach medication like inhalers and EpiPens because they're locked in the office. Yep, us too. We also had to go to the nurse for period products. Like, that's a bit different though, going to the nurse for those sorts of things. Like, that makes sense. I was talking to my mum about this actually, like, yesterday, because we were talking about just the reason why periods are more painful for people and like why you have to do period poos and things like that. I can't remember how the topic came up with me and my mum, but anyway, when we were talking about it, I was like, yeah, because my secondary school was like the worst when it came to stocking anything. It's embarrassing for kids and should probably be just be in the bathroom. Well, like, this is the thing here. They were kept in the bathroom. Like, you know, when you go into like public toilets in the ladies, they have those sanitary tampon machines where you pay a bit of money and it gives you a pad or a tampon depending. Well, we had those in our secondary school that we also had to pay for. But the problem is they were only restocked once a year. So if you were one of those people that just didn't know when you were starting and you went to the toilet and you were like, oh look, I'm on my period suddenly, and you needed to go get one, well, you'd better hope that either your friend has a spare or someone you know does, because if the machine's out, you're screwed till next year. Not next term, the actual next year. Our schools here get so much money for sports, they can afford to supply products. Yeah. We couldn't. I don't know what the budget was for our school, but it just sucked. Like, I remember this one girl came up to me once, and you have to remember, I was the most irregular person on the planet. You could go 2 periods before I've even had one, right? And she always came up to me, and I was like, every time she was like, Emma, do you have any pads or anything on you? She was like, because I've just started my period. And the thing is, this wasn't a case of she didn't know she was starting. She was on the same time every month. Like, I don't think it's that hard to make sure you have some on you, as long as if you know you're gonna start at the same time every month. But she never did. And I get, like, accidents can happen and you can leak through and you need to change them and then you don't have a spare because you've already used that spare. But it was always, she's just come on. And I'm like, please, I am irregular. I don't carry these. Why not? Because the need gives it away for me. Schools here typically don't manage funds well. Yeah, that's not surprising. They spend it all on one department and then the other departments go, please sir, may we have some pens? And it's like, no, buy them out your own pocket. Okay. Okay. Why is that there? I have a thing here parked, but I don't see it on Pattern Keeper. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let me just check something real quick. Like, public places supply toilet paper, which is for normal bodily functions. Why not period products? We get them here. It's definitely parked there. But it's not. Let's check if that is this colour. So what in the dubstep is this Pokemon song? Okay, that is it. I don't know if when Pattern Keeper died a horrible death earlier, I didn't mark this as parked, so I'll just do that now. But yeah, so she came on and she was always asking, and I was like, oh, have you looked in the toilet? Like, because like I said, some of our toilets, not every girl's toilet, but some of them, and there was one always where we were in like science, and she was like, yeah, she was like, I looked, she was like, they haven't restocked it. She was like, I cleared it out the last time. And I was like, girl, why are you paying money for pads and that when you could just buy a pack for home and bring those? And that's when I informed her. I was like, yeah, you know they don't restock those until like the end of the year. And she was like, what, the end of term? I said, no, the end of the year. So like, let's say we were in school now, and let's say we cleaned that, let's say me and you, Petrish, we cleaned those pads and tampons out of that machine. That's not getting filled till 2027. And it's like, what do you mean? I don't know if that was because whenever they did restock it, you would have those girls. You know, there are girls out there that should definitely be acting older. You know, they should definitely be acting older than they actually are. Well, not than they actually are, but older than they do. Like the actual age they should be acting as. And they just choose to be children. Yeah, they would just play about with them. And it's like, well done. Some public bathrooms here have machines in the bathrooms with stuff, but you need to pay it and are almost never restocked. Yeah, that was our school. It was a rare day when it was restocked before the year. Period products would definitely be free if men had periods. It's just annoying. You mean like how I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's just here, but in men's toilets here you can get condoms in toilets for free. I think. I've never been in a men's toilet, so I wouldn't know. I don't know here if they have that. Yeah, it's just hit and miss. Like, I know if they're not in every public toilet, I know they tend to be in like train stations and like one public toilet that's in like your town. And it's like, oh, imagine if you were like, oh, I really need like a pad or a tampon. It's like, god damn it, I picked the one toilet that doesn't have it. But then she would always ask one of the teachers, but she was always embarrassed, and I get it, like no one wants to admit they're on their period at school, especially not in a classroom full of children, because you know, it doesn't matter how old we got, if someone found out you were on your period, it was always like, ew. And it's like, okay, boy who gets morning wood. Like, okay. And has wet dreams, but okay. And then you always had that one person in your friend group. We just have to use toilet paper mostly if it starts unexpectedly. Yeah, you just have to wad it up there and hope it stays and doesn't shift and doesn't become uncomfortable, so you walk funny. And you don't want it to rustle, because for whatever reason schools buy the cheapest toilet paper and it's the noisiest toilet paper known to man. And it's like they forgot to buy toilet paper, went to the local store, they only had sandpaper available, so that's what they bought. They're like, oh, that'll do. But not only did our school not have pads all the time, they also never had anywhere to dispose of them in. So we call them bunny bins here in the UK, right? You never had any of them in a toilet in our school. So even if you did have a period and you bought stuff, you had nowhere to dispose of the one you were currently wearing. So your choice was to either keep it on or in all day that you were at school and risk 1, smelling, and 2, getting an infection, or 2, change it and put it in your bag and dispose of it in a different bin and hope no one sees what you're doing? Because yeah, and you don't want to put it in an outside bin in the middle of summer, because that will stink to high heavens and you will get into a lot of trouble. But where are you supposed to put them if there isn't anywhere for them to go? That is the question. Because that's what I had to do when I was in school. I just had to keep mine on. Because like I said, they had nowhere to change them. There was no bin to put them in. I didn't want to put it in my bag because that would start to smell. So what does that leave me with? Not much. I love how we started with Pokemon and now we're talking about periods. It's just clicked that we started this conversation about Pokemon. But hey, we started with a P and we ended with the tail with a P. Nintendo just needs to make it full circle now by making a period Pokemon. Maybe not, but Digimon would probably be more likely to do that. I am on my period, so I'm a little distracted with it right now. Yeah, I get that. It was definitely hard to focus on anything else when you are menstruating and cramping, and you're also so hungry that you could just eat your way in whatever food you were wanting at the time. And I have a cold, yeah, so you get the horrible sneeze gush. Some people just recoiled into themselves when I said that. You know, I don't miss that at all. Oh, 1, 2 over, 1, 2 over. You should see the amount of threads I have. You can kind of see them because the picture's in the way. Let me just move my needles around real quick. But look at this, ready? Look at all those parked threads. Oh look, you can see the top of Kathleen's head. Where is it? Where's my hand? Oh, right there, Kathleen. I use the cup, and the weird thing is I get the sneeze gush, but then feel it get stopped by the cup. Ugh. It's like when you pour milk and you get the lump. Plop. Sorry, I shouldn't have put that visual into everyone's head. I should have kept that one to myself. I'm so sorry. It's so weird. I can and cannot imagine. The vet got back to me. The dog died. Oh no. That's so sad. That poor dog. Aww. I hope it was a quick and painless death, because it's the best outcome out of that. They've just finished work as well, so this will be my last row, unfortunately. But I will be bringing this back out tomorrow to make up for today. So we'll probably finish the diagonal hopefully tomorrow. But, aww. Damn, I was so hopeful that it was gonna seem worse than it was. But no. Like that's what I wish. Like if something happens to an animal and they end up succumbing to whatever it is, I always hope it was quick and painless so they don't have to suffer. Cause I just every time this video plays because it's music. But their year's dying off quite bad as well. But do you have a date for Maple, Doctor? Next week or the week after? Oh, so that's pretty soon. They don't mess around. Oh my goodness. Will Maple get the little onesie that they put cats in over here? I don't know. Oh, she's gonna be cute because some places don't use the cones anymore because it's more stress inducing for the cats, because it bends their whiskers. Like Zelda would not actually use a litter tray at all. With his on, he would dig to go, but then he just wouldn't go. So I ended up buying an inflatable cone. So it didn't press on his whiskers, so it just like a donut around his neck. Those of you that were around when Little was having the issues with Shax's fur, and he had to wear a literal donut, it's basically one of them, but mine was blue and inflatable. And I don't think I have the picture on my phone. I might have a quick look, and I'll just message my mum back to let her know I'm still streaming, but I'll be ending soon, so she knows. Because I've only got like 3 colours left on this row. Come on, thumbs. Let's see. Would have been probably right at the top. I'll just have a quick look. If I don't find it today, I will find it for tomorrow, but it's a picture of Zelda in a cone, and he's asleep. Well, he's not asleep, he's on my aunt's bed, and he's just so grumpy looking. Wait, I have a collection that's just Zelda. Oh, it's not in there. So maybe I don't have it. And let's have a look at pets. Oh, I do not have it. I do have when his one brain cell died though. Where he was just that is Zelda 404ing right there. He's like that is a mood. I don't think I have it. Oops, that's too dark. Okay. Let's do these last 3 stitches, well, colours on this row, and then I will be done. But instead of the 6 portals, tomorrow we're going to work on this again because I feel bad because of what happened earlier. Plus the timing's all messed up for today's stream. It's meant to be 4 hours and it's like 3 and a bit because of what happened. Yeah, they tend to give you the little like onesies for cats as well now, and then they have an area you have to undo so they can pee, and people always forget to undo it, so they end up with like a pee soaked outfit. I would have got one when if Zelda had been done at the vets I go to now with him, he would have got one from them. But we had a vet that was even closer to us back then. And that's where I got him done. It was just so much closer than the vet we go to now. So I didn't make 100 stitches on this today, but we'll chalk that down to the small showcasing I did of things and the hour I lost because of this bloody PC. Hopefully tomorrow we have gotten all the bad juju out of the air, because tomorrow is Friday the 13th and that is for some people the unluckiest day, so I will be screaming, crying and throwing up if tomorrow affects me too. Now technically when they say things come in threes, I have had 3 things because we had Monday, we had last night, and then earlier today. So there should be the 3 things. It should be done and out of the way now. No more. And with the ending of this stitch, we are done. And I will just refresh my needle with this colour. Then I will just put my threads away because we are done with this for today. I'm probably going to work on my Monfolk embroidery piece tonight. I was going to work on Cherry Magpie, but I think I'm going to work on that tomorrow. Let's wind this up. Oh my goodness, this is so thick. Let's see if I can show you how thick this is. All wound up in there. Look at that. That was all those. Also, we have a kind of rainbow going off over here. And then there's just this one, which is very thin. But there we go, guys. That is it. That is my progresso for today. 75 stitches on this. I could have probably done this last row to finish that section. Maybe I will, actually. Maybe I will. No, actually, no, I can't, because they'll be home soon. Tomorrow we'll finish, hopefully, this diagonal. And then start this one. We shall see. At least tomorrow I would like this one done. Very colourful, I know. That's everything that's coming up in this next diagonal. Like, that's how many colours we have to go. This piece is very, very nice and colourful compared to some of my others. But with that brings like 20,000 million stitches. So, right, now I can switch things and my computer isn't going to combust. So, there we go. But thank you all for coming today. I appreciate every single one of you, whether you're here all of the time, part of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, because you were lurking. And I appreciate those of you that took the time to come back to my stream after it went kaput earlier. I'm very thankful that you decided to stick around. And for those of you that didn't and are watching this as the VOD later, that's also okay. I don't blame you. I too probably, after like 20 minutes, would have been like, okay, this is a bit much. But I will be back tomorrow with more Melody of the Night. It's supposed to be the 6 portals, but I want to put my actual time and effort into this piece tomorrow because I feel bad for what happened today, even though that was out of my control. But the hour we lost because of it, I want to make up for tomorrow, essentially. So I will be back tomorrow at hopefully 3:30 p.m. UK time. I should be, actually, because they're not at work tomorrow. So I should be able to start hopefully on time. It just depends on things that are not me. But anyway, I'm gonna head off. So I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. If I don't see you, I'll learn from the bus tomorrow. Thank you, Doctor, and good luck for tomorrow. Not that I don't think you need it, but you can have some of my good luck and I'll take the rest of the bad. But yeah, I will be back hopefully tomorrow, so I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. If I don't see you tomorrow, I need all the luck on Saturday. No, you'll be fine, I'm sure you will. I believe in you and your team. If I don't see you tomorrow, I hope you have a lovely rest of your week and you have an amazing, fantastic, wonderful weekend. And I hope you all stay safe, stay warm, stay cool, depending on the climate you live in. And I will see you back here tomorrow. So, goodbye.